hustle got to be strong in this industry, as in any other industry.
All right, good evening, everybody. So I am in DuPont, Pennsylvania. I'm sitting at the Petro. I'm sure some of you guys are familiar with the Petro here in DuPont. Just was inside, got me a meal. It's 8:30 at night. I delivered this morning in Kentucky. I was going to say Kentucky, Connecticut. Delivered this morning in Connecticut. Got there last night, or this morning rather, at 4:30. Got about 2 hours sleep. Woke up, got it dropped off. Went right back over to the parking lot. Went right back to sleep. Chilled around there for the morning. Got some sleep. Woke up. Didn't have a load yet. Was being told everything's just been difficult to get today, which is kind of the norm for me, especially, and the East Coast in general. East Coast is cheap. Now, there's going to be some of you be like, oh man, I get great rates. Okay, you may. I'm not saying like that's every single one, but the rates on the East Coast are pretty cheap. So it was rough trying to get something. I wanted to get a shower, so I went 100 and some odd miles to the west to Newburgh, New York. Got me a shower there. And while I was there, ran into a subscriber, a fellow driver. Her name Freddie, I believe, and her husband Terrence. Hopefully I got that right. I'm horrible with names. Really nice people. Chatted with her for, I don't know, probably half hour. So I was waiting in line for a shower. And running into people, it's kind of like circumstances like that. When I'm pulling into a truck stop and I really want to get a shower or something, I always hate if somebody wants to talk because you feel dirty. And it's funny, I'm laughing about it because she was kind of like, I wasn't sure if I wanted to come up and say anything because they was there to get a shower and everything, so they're feeling road grimy and everything too. But she was like, who cares? We're all out here dirty, which is true. But no, it was cool. It was nice talking to them. They're with C&M. They're driving a Sprinter. They got a nice little setup in there. They're only taking 2 skids. They got a little living space there with some bunk beds. It was a nice little setup. So, but it was nice talking to them. So, as I said, it's 8:30. I didn't get a load today. Don't think anything's going to pop tonight. Hopefully, there'll be a straggler throughout the night that I can book for tomorrow morning. But it brings me to the point of something that a lot of drivers get sidetracked with, and they get really pissy and anxious and all of those things, pouty, when they don't get a load every day. Like, I'm in one of those moods, because I'm kind of tired. Yeah, I got the shower and everything, so I feel better getting a shower and whatnot, but I'm kind of like, I want to get some rest, and I want to do a few things that I need to take care of, which just made me think I got a couple things I got to really take care of in the next. I got to get it done by the end of the week. Remind me to get it done this week. But anyhow, so I kind of want to load, but I kind of don't. And tomorrow morning I'll be kicking myself in the ass, being like, "Oh man, God, I wish I would have gotten a load." So I say that because I get anxious at times too. Unfortunately, some people that watch people on YouTube that do videos about this expediting game and the cargo van, Sprinter van, box truck stuff. They think because we're on videos, we got our shit together and we're making all the golden moves. Nah, that's not the case. Like, I go many a days without loads. Okay? But I don't let that deter me or, distract me. Not for very long, at least. Because, for one, I keep track of all of my numbers, which I don't understand why people don't. Because like when you do get frustrated, you can look into your numbers. I look at my spreadsheet and I can see what I've done over the past month, the previous month, year to date. So I have real tangible numbers that I can look at, and it helps put my mind, back in the right place. Like, oh man, you're just being a little sissy right now, man. Suck it up, But some drivers, they don't keep track of those numbers. They don't have any way of knowing that. Like, in their mind, like, it's all been shitty. This whole expediting game, it's just been shitty, man. I ain't done nothing. But when you actually keep track of those things, or if you're able to see those numbers, you realize, damn, I've been doing okay. And on the flip side, you may see, Maybe you ain't been doing shit. Maybe it's time to make a change. Maybe the rates have been shit. Maybe your mileage has been shit. Your deadhead's extremely high all the time. Whatever it may be. It may be time for a change. But that's why you want to keep track of the numbers, because you don't want to make decisions based on your emotions at the moment. Because when things are going good, you're not paying attention. Honestly, that's the truth about most people. When you're having a good time or things are going well, you're really not paying attention to the details. You just know you're happy, so things must be going well. When you're not doing well, that's when you start being anxious and pissed off and pouty and mopey, and now you start feeling like everything has been shitty. So you got to keep track of those things. I just felt like I needed to kind of bring that up, because I do run into a lot of drivers that allow their momentary bad day or bad week, cause them to make rash decisions. That's why you see some drivers that go from carrier to carrier to carrier, fleet owner to fleet owner, and just no matter what they do, they just ain't getting it right, and they want to blame everybody but themselves. And you need to have as much information at hand as possible to be able to know if you're doing the right thing, if things are being done by you the right way. There was something that popped in mind I wanted to say there, but just, I don't know. I guess the theme to this video is get out there, do the research, keep track of the information of what you're doing, the miles you're running, whether it be deadhead miles, loaded miles, the repairs, the amount of repairs you're putting in, the gas costs, which brings me to one of our drivers I was talking to the other day. Okay, he has expressed his disappointment in his pay at times. Now, he drives for a fleet owner, so obviously a driver is going to initially put the blame towards the dispatch. And I know what his split is supposed to be, the normal 60-40 split. And the rate is 80 cents to the van. I know that so I go in and I dig into looking to see what his miles has been. He did have a rough week, but then for the last few weeks he's been having pretty decent weeks, right around 3,000 miles. It ain't super, but it's not bad. So with that being said, talking to him, and he's still not feeling like he's making money. So continue to conversate with him, and the point of it is, he tells me, we get to the topic of talking about how fast does he drive. And he basically said, I go 5 miles over the speed limit everywhere I go. So that means if he's in the 70, he's doing 75. If he's in the 75, he's doing 80, so on and so forth. That right there will, as a driver for a fleet owner, that's throwing away a ton of money that should be going into your pocket. Like driving that way is going to, you're blowing a couple $100 a week easy. And that couple $100 is a big difference when you're getting that kind of split and you need that money. So I'm not saying this to get into the topic about talking about how you drive the van. The point being is if he was keeping track of those things, like keeping track of his fuel costs and whatnot, and keeping, being more mindful of the miles per gallon that he's getting, all the information. Again, it's all the information combined, helps you make a decision and better understanding. And when I was explaining that to him, breaking down the numbers, you're averaging 16 miles to the gallon. If you were averaging, 17 and a half even, or 18, or even better, which you could be, that's X amount of money in gas every so many miles that you're saving. It just all adds up. And again, if you don't have the information, you're not going to know that. Rather, it's going to be exactly what he's done. He has no information on where his money's going. Where there's a lot of drivers out there that complain that they don't get paid well, and what they're actually doing is blowing all their money. They're blowing their money because they want to go out to a sit-down restaurant and treat themselves $30, $40, $50 a day. And then they want to go in and buy a pop out of the truck stop at $1.75, 5 pops a day. They're just doing things that they're the problem. Yes, the pay isn't the fantastic best because you don't own your own van, you're working for a fleet owner, whatever it may be. Now you can, look to improve those things, but you should still be turning a profit. And if you're not, again, there's something that's going on in there. Now, obviously you need to know what your fleet owner's paying you and all that stuff. As I said, that's a whole nother thing. It's just, the point is, keep track of your numbers, pay attention to what's going on, make informed decisions, don't allow your emotions to get you all sidetracked. Okay? Like, again, yeah, I want to make money, and I hate that I didn't get a load today, but I'm not losing shit over it, because, I know I've been doing this for, 9 years now, 9 years plus, and I know that I make money. So I'm not going to get mad. This is like some people on some weeks, they may be 3 days into their week, into their 7-day week, okay? Oh my God, I ain't made no money. I haven't even had a load yet, okay? Yes, it's frustrating. I would be frustrated as well, but at the same time, I'm not going to be voicing that frustration. I'm not going to be bitching about everybody, talking about how shitty my dispatch is or my fleet owner. I'm going to let the week play out and then just see how I need to feel, because everybody knows in expediting that, like, those 4 remaining days, you may have not had a single mile to that point. In 4 days, you may have ended up with 4,000 miles. Like, your week could have changed just like that. Okay, so you've got to hold in those things and just, like I said, always be mindful of what this job is, what this industry is about, and how it works. Now you have continued bad weeks. Again, you're keeping track of those things. Now Now you have the information to realize, like, hey man, something's up here. Like, everything's been going the same. Then again, this goes on to another topic, but that's where you inform yourself even more so. You go talk to other drivers. You talk to other drivers with other carriers. You talk to drivers with the same carrier. Like, how's it going for you? So, information is gold, man. So, just don't let your emotions get you all jacked up and make bad decisions, and then your business just gets worse and worse off until you end up needing to sell your van, or try to sell your van, or get out expediting, and next thing you know, you're freaking, I don't know, picking up aluminum cans. I don't know, just something stupid, man. Working at McDonald's, whatever. Just get your shit right, man. Everybody, keep focused. There's money out here. The money varies everywhere, but the money is out here, and the money's to be made. Just like I said at the end of the last video, man. Get out there and make that money. Like, people are doing it. Like, with me having my own authority, and me and my brother going into doing this, for me personally, like, my dad, he drove truck all my life. He just recently retired, okay? He had his own authority at one point. He had a few big trucks, a couple of straight trucks, a couple pickup truck flatbeds, and it all went to shit on him. For one, he didn't have a good supporting cast around him. Okay, it was really bad for him. He was a workaholic, but he didn't have enough support, and it all went to shit. And I tell you all that because, my dad has constantly been negative about getting another van, having drivers, getting authority, and, working with other people, like being reliant on having to work with other drivers and whatnot, because of his poor experiences with it. Now, I could focus on that, and I could be like, yeah, I should listen to him. Like, he did it, he tried to do it, and he failed, and a lot more people fail than succeed. But those ones that succeed, why can't I do that? It obviously can be done, and that's the point I try to make. It can be done, and Panther's evident of it, Barrett's evident, C&M, all these different large carriers that are out there, Swift, all these transportation companies, like, they are your proof that it can be done. So just get it, man. I'm out.